We redefining the game, give light to the name that the system can't tame. Got the people tuned in, cause they feel our lane. It's the voice of the real, not a chase for a claim. Mic check, then the vibe start to settle for a host. One stage and the truth is the metal. So before that show start, let the beat breathe steady. When you hear that name, just know we ready. Oh yeah, when you hear the name, just know we ready. Unpopular celebrities, yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Live mic, no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities.
Boom! Almost ran the intro twice. What's up, Tony Renee? I'm trying to get the chat working. Why are we having difficulties again? I thought I was cool, but I'm not cool. You know Gene in the house. Of course, that dude. What up, Philly?
I don't see nobody.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, I don't see nobody in the chat.
Oh, I ain't got the chat up, but it's coming on my side. Tony Renee, new theme music, or I haven't been on. Yeah, you haven't been on in a minute. Justin, what's good? What's good?
I have no idea.
Justin, still need to send my records to Philly. Oh, that's funny. We were just talking about that. Justin said he still needs to send his records to you. I need to get this up and working, so let me get this running. If somebody's on YouTube, can you throw something up there so I can see it? See if I can see it. Thanks for the like on the video already, Justin. Love, 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 as always. Let me see if I can get this working while we're doing this. Oh, look at Colon Lopez was at the Spurs
I was
game.
gonna go there and see him, but I didn't have a chance to.
That's crazy. Good dude. All right. Why is this not working? It says it's working. Let me see. Go back here. All right, Philly, I see you on YouTube. The YouTube is up and working as always. The freaking Facebook. Man, well, if y'all want your comments on the screen, get on the YouTube and throw them up there, because that's the only way they're going to come on the screen. Saw him 3 times last week. God dang, Justin, 3 times. He ain't that cool.
He got his book signed, picture with him and all that.
Oh, out there at Lackland?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. Man, he doing a book signing tour. He still need to send us the book. You need to, next time, Justin, you should have told him about that.
I know, man.
Yeah, what the hell?
He was here, man. Maybe he forgot I was in Texas. Maybe he forgot.
Man, that's no love. I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I'm lightweight mad.
We're not that important.
That's what it's. He told her, I'm mad because you said that
us, man.
Yeah, he
man.
said he was going to give us the book, man. What the freak? But anyway, so the Facebook, the messages will not pop up on screen again. I could try to do a quick, let me try to do one thing. Can you take over the introduction? Live energy.
When you do this thing, are we going to get locked out?
I don't know. That's what I'm always scared of. Is that's going to happen. Then. But I'm 80% sure we'd be good. But you won't know unless you try.
Yeah, all the notifications are coming up that people are responding, but it's not coming up live on the thing for some reason.
Well, I can see it live on my end. I just can't I can't see it on the screen.
Oh, let me try. Don't do that yet. Just let me try.
I already did it.
Okay.
Well, Tony Renee didn't come up, so it's not working. It's not working. I was supposed to plan his visit to Keesler, but got hit with a TDY. They ain't even get me. Hey, don't worry about it. We ain't got a book either. We ain't got a book either. What's up?
We had him on the show.
Yeah, what's up, Gaming World? Gaming World on the YouTube. I'm in a really good mood, really hype mood this morning. They said that we need to bring a lot more energy with the podcast to keep people live and engaged. So I said, all right, let me keep the people live and engaged. Because you're kind of like the Eeyore of the podcast. I'm like Tigger or like the rabbit. There you go. What's up, Justin? I just hopped on YouTube. My call sign is Petey Pab Low. Your call sign. Hey, I thought you were a Seattle fan. Why do you have Brady? Or is that a joke? That might just be a joke. Yeah, I can't get the Facebook to come up. I'm going to have to really work on this. This is what my project is going to be for the next couple of weeks. I thought I had it. I really thought I had it. You know what I could try to do? One more thing. Let's
just move on, man.
Yeah, we can move on.
I can see it. So
okay. Yeah, we can move on. I'll just try to do one more thing so we'll see what works. Sorry, guys. Pete sucks. All right. All right.
Justin's on YouTube. What's up, man? What's up, y'all? So happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. We here again for another show. We appreciate y'all joining us. Most of y'all already know who we are, but for folks who may be brand new, we are the Unpopular Celebrities. Let's see what I see.
Jeans on YouTube.
L. Chixlin. Jeans on YouTube. Gene, is that your handle? Eli B. Chixlin? What's that? What's that?
Devon McCoy in the building. The picture is a joke. Tom Brady from a while back compared his life as an NFL quarterback to be in the military. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, that was a while ago. Devon McCoy was good. Tony Renee not throwing tomatoes at me. That hurts. That hurts. Yeah, it's still not working. Anyway. Oh, it's his kid's profile.
Oh, that's how you do stuff incognito on YouTube. You use your kid's profile. I see how it is. Interesting.
That dude Tony Bostic in the building. Always bringing the ruckus. Tony Bostic in the building. What's good? Freddie Kincaid. What's good with you in the building? And I can't get none of this working. Let's try to sign in. All right, it's over to you.
I just tried. You just jumped in. I'm going to let you finish it since I'm the Eeyore of the group. I figure I didn't want to help mess up your vibe. I'll let you continue.
Wow. I'm good. Oh, there we go. Somebody just subbed up. Who just subbed up? Thanks for the sub. Shooter. A shooter. Is that a shooter or shooter?
A shooter.
Thanks for the sub.
A shooter.
If y'all ain't subbed up on the YouTube, make sure you do. But thanks for the sub, a shooter.
Oh yeah!
All right, let's get right into the topics, man.
I love Macho Man.
Do you?
Macho Man is funny.
You like him better than Ric Flair?
No, I wouldn't say I like him better than Ric Flair, but I'm a big Macho Man fan. Not better than Ric Flair, but Macho Man is funny as hell, man.
Do you think is Macho Man dead? Sorry to say it like that, but okay.
Yeah, he passed away.
Away. That's what I said.
Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers, they passed away.
I forgot they were a taxi.
I didn't know that when I was a kid, but as now I'm an adult. Now that I know that wrestling is fake, or they call it kayfabe, because they, it's fake. They do scripts and stuff. But hearing the shoot interviews is funny. Who said hi? Who was that?
Mac DZ, Makai DZ, Makai DZ. Yeah.
Mike DZ5 said hi. All right, bro.
Yeah, it said Jesus loves you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Jesus loves you, brother. That's right. I agree. Anyway, the shoot interviews. If you guys are fans of wrestling, I recommend watching the shoot interviews on YouTube. Sometimes of wrestlers. Just hearing some of the stories is funny as heck, man. It's funny. There was a story about I don't know if you know the Giant from WCW.
Yeah,
I know
of course.
Steve Austin, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he told the Giant, he's like, I think he's like 7-something, 400 something pounds. Anyway, he said he told the story at the time he FaceTimed Steve Austin. So he FaceTimed Steve Austin. Steve Austin picked up the phone and says, what? He's like, you on FaceTime, man? Dudes don't FaceTime each other. Hang up and call again. Try again. So he hangs up on him. And then he calls back. He said, hey, what's up, brother? He's like, I just wanted to see my friend. He's like, look, dudes don't FaceTime each other. That's hilarious.
I think
Justin says Macho Man, Ric Flair promos were the best. Yes, they were. Macho Man's joint was funny. I love the Coke the cocaine and the race comment when he was on Arsenio Hall. That was hilarious. How many of y'all thought Macho Man was black? I thought he was black, but he wasn't.
Nah, not at all.
He was just tanned up. Anyway. All right, anyway, we can go ahead and get in our topics. We got a bunch of topics we're going to cover today. I'm sure they'll be interesting to each and every one of y'all. And as always, hey, fire away at the comments. If you got stuff you want to say or stuff you want us to capture, let's go ahead and get into it. First, let's talk about this global instability when it comes to the U.S.-Iran war. For those who may be living under a rock, the U.S., United States, and Iran met with their ambassadors in Pakistan to talk about a peace deal. Justin said that was his real voice too. Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they met in Pakistan to do a peace deal with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump's son-in-law, Kushner, or whoever else, whatever. But apparently it didn't work. And so now there's been more threats by our very own president about potentially blocking the Strait of Hormuz. And then also he's put out a long tweet on Truth Social, which reads like, I'll let you look at it yourself. It's put it like this. It doesn't look like the typical presidential tweets, put it this way. And although most presidents don't use Truth Social, right? Like older president, you know, I think he was the only one. But anyway, so what is interesting about this is, if you remember during President Trump's previous term, they tried to impeach him, which unfortunately they failed. So now is discussions amongst the Democrats is seriously thinking about the U.S. 25th Amendment. So for those who may not know what the U.S. 25th Amendment is, it is a discussion to remove a president if they felt like he or she wasn't fit through the mental issues or physical issues. The 25th Amendment has been used once or twice in history. One, when Ronald Reagan was going through a medical procedure, they transferred temporarily presidential duties to Dick Cheney. And then also when George Bush was going through a similar medical surgery, and they transferred it to the vice president. But the 25th Amendment was never used to remove a sitting president. This is totally new. So what they're using it is based off all of the comments President Trump has made during the Iran conflict. You know, when he said he's going to bomb into civilization, to the next civilization, blow up, non-military targets. So in order for the 25th Amendment to work, they need a vice president and a cabinet to act together to turn against the president. And they need 2/3 of vote. I will pause there.
Yeah, that's not happening. Nobody is turning against this dude. When they gonna realize? And I hate to say it. The Democrats are not together, or they don't have a strong enough voice to get this amendment passed. I'm sorry, you don't. I don't care how many people say they're against this dude. I don't know how many people care how many people say they're, oh, what he did, I shouldn't have voted for. I see stuff all the time coming up that they shouldn't have voted for, all this other crap. It's not happening. It's not happening. Tony Bosick said, good luck with that ish. Yeah, so I agree. Good luck with it. It ain't happening. He got Devon McCoy. Man, I thought I fixed the Facebook. Devon McCoy said he got banned from Twitter. Oh, so that's why he has True Social. So that's his own Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's not happening. Y'all, this is going to be the president for the next 2.5 years. Wrap your minds around that. Good luck on trying. Try. Hey, you know what they said? Like the little engine that could. Try again. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Here's a provocative question for you. Do you think he should be removed?
That's an interesting question and kind of difficult to answer. Do I think he should be removed?
And why?
Yeah, I think there's evidence to show that maybe that something has happened to shift his mindset. And I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Don't. Just say what you say from your chest.
Well, I got to make sure I'm politically correct. I think there's something that's happened where it's changed his mindset to where he thought it was going to be easy to get things done, and he saw that it's a lot more difficult. So now he's just trying to force things to get done. So to answer your question, man, removed is strong. I don't think he should be removed. I just think he needs to, if he's not, okay, I'll say this. If he's not going to get advisors and listen to good advisors, then yes. But I think before that, get some advisors and start listening to people. You're doing too much right now. And it's really, if you have a crystal ball and I'm looking at this, I feel like America as a whole is about to be in turmoil in the next year and a half, if not sooner. There's a lot of stuff that is going on that is the middle class runs the United States, and it's really hurting the middle class right now. That's a lot being said. That was a lot being said. What makes you
think the middle class runs the United States?
So the people, the higher class, the upper class, right? They usually invent things and create things, right? So your Elon Musk, your Jeff Bezos, they create Amazon and all that other stuff, right? Tesla and blah, blah, blah. The lower class can't afford it. So they're just kind of just trying to make it to the middle class. Well, the middle class is the ones that buy everything. The middle class are the consumers. And there is more middle class than anything. So if the middle class can't buy anything because we're starting to drift into the lower class, and I hate to use the classes, but that's what it is. We're going to stop buying things. When we stop buying things, people that are in the higher class, they can't get things. Tony Boss said checks and balances are not working. He should be at the least control with real barricades that stop him from doing things that a lot of people don't agree with. I think he has, though. He just don't listen. Probably that's one and the same. But what do you think about the middle class, upper class, lower class, or about how middle class runs the United States?
I can't say I necessarily agree with that. The reason why I'm saying is based on your point. If you're saying the middle class runs America, then it doesn't feel like it, because the majority of the benefits doesn't go to the middle class. It goes to the upper class. So that's why I find it hard to believe that the middle class runs America. I mean, because that's almost give the impression that we dictate the change economically and politically in the United States. And I don't think that's the case. I think everything that's happening to this point does not favor the middle class. It favors the upper class. The war favors the upper class because weapons get sold, weapons that people profit off of. Not only that, all of the changes, you mentioned it before offline, all of the changes in the stocks, that benefits upper class. So, and then everything, the pain that we feel at the pumps, which we'll talk about later with property tax, that all affects middle class Americans. So anyway, to answer my own question, I do agree. I think maybe removal is a bit, strong, maybe not removed, but I think there's no denying there's a lot of things that our president has done that is unprecedented. And it gives the impression that the checks and balances that were put into place to prevent a president from doing the stuff that he's done has failed miserably because of the divide in the political parties. In the end, Congress, the House, regardless of the party, is there to provide checks and balances for the president. But because of our political landscape, they have failed to do that. That's why the president feels emboldened to do these things without consulting the American people. Someone tell me, have they heard the president definitively outline A to Z why we even in this war? Somebody tell me. I'm waiting, because which has been mentioned many times before, at least when we went to a war with Iraq, there was a discussion with Congress.
Well, this is not a war. He has not said that we're at war.
No.
Wait, I'm just saying what he's saying. I'm just saying what he's saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he said.
Right.
That's not, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff. Yes. Anytime you have military forces involved and there's actual shooting, I'm trying to find a better word than shooting, conflict. There is a war. And so we've lost what? I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, somebody correct
13, I think.
We've lost about 13
16,
service
13
members, right? And then equipment, we lost an F-15 fighter over Iran that was shot down. We still haven't identified how it got shot down. Then you lost an A-10 in the same region. This is a war. And it appears it may escalate even further. So anyway, I don't know about removal, but I don't know how as a country if we can't handle a disagreement against Iran, how are we going to handle a conflict with China or with Russia or with North Korea? If he's so quick to do this, what'll happen if something happens with those countries?
Yeah, reading some comments, Rob Roller says it changes daily almost. Eric J, what's up, Eric? He has used executive orders to defend checks and balances, and he has not. I mean, I hate to say, I mean, other presidents has used executive orders. He just makes it a public spectrum when he does it. But if y'all remember, I think Clinton still has the record for the most executive orders signed in a presidency. Which is kind of crazy when you think about how many have been signed, but he just did it in public. He just didn't do it publicly. Rob Roller, the reason we hit Iran changes almost daily. I agree. Yeah, that is a very good comment. Did you see the reporter last night that asked Trump a freaking crazy question?
What question was it?
Tony Bosick said, bro, we funding our defense against China. Timu is used day. I don't know if people buy Temu too much, but I bought some stuff off there. It's actually pretty good. But so the reporter,
pretty good.
So Trump comes out, he says, they were like, basically like, what's up with the war in Iran? Basically, he's like, how he always says, we defeated their navy. They don't have anybody in charge. Is any of this ringing a bell that he says this pretty often?
What was the question? I missed it.
No. His comment was, they were like, what's going on with the war in Iran? He said, we defeated their navy, so they don't have a navy anymore. Took out their air force. They don't have anybody in charge. Like, we pretty much decimated them, I think is his words, right? Yeah. Have you heard those things before?
Oh, yeah. He said it many a time.
So the reporter says, well, if they don't have anybody in charge, who is the vice president going to go negotiate with? And he said, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. That's all he said. He was getting on Air Force One to go watch the UFC fight. I think that's the most controversial thing that happened. If you don't know, there was a UFC fight last night in Miami. While J.D. Vance was sitting there negotiating with Pakistan and Iran, he's at the UFC fight, watching the fight.
I don't know why it's controversial. It's not surprising to me.
It's not surprising, but it's controversial. Wrong place, wrong time. Like, why would we lost 13 people because of a war? It's a negotiation, and you sent the vice president to the negotiation table while you go watch it. I'm not saying while he go watches a UFC fight, but what we saw was you was watching a UFC fight. That is crazy. That is crazy. Rob Roller says Trump and Hegseth have been on auto repeat with those phrases. And we win regardless was the end of that statement. Oh, and we win regardless. That's what he said.
The thing, you know what, again, if they would have went to the American people and said, look, we're going to do, even if they would have went and did what they did and then later went to the American people and outlined line by line what our objectives were and had a chance, if not the American people, for folks in Congress to debate the lines that we're trying to achieve or objectives, then I would feel a lot better. Like when they say, to Rob Roller's point, we defeated their Navy. We defeated their surface to air capabilities. We destroyed or obliterated their nuclear weapons capability, and we're still at war. Like this, you know what this is like? This is like a boxing match between Mike Tyson and some dude off the street with one arm. We keep beating them and beating them and beating them and beating them. And every time we thinking the fight is over, the fight continues. You know why? Because the dude with one arm slides in the sucker punch every single time. So my point is, the reason why I use that analogy is that they keep telling us Iran is decimated, but we still continue to fight them. So what are we trying to do here?
That's kind of what the reporter. Yeah,
what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm a little lost with that one myself.
Not to mention the amount of money we are spending, the amount of resources we're depleting, where we could be using them for something else. And then not only that, there's the NATO issue. Like if there's anything that's bad coming out of this conflict, among other things, is the NATO issue. If there is even a thought that we're going to back out of NATO, that would be cataclysmic. And to think there are some people that actually believe we should do that is bad.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do that when he had that meeting with him. I thought he was going to come back and be like, well, we're not part of NATO no more. I really did.
Like, how can anybody tell me do they disagree that this is what Russia wants?
I don't know about that far.
Why? I'm curious.
I just don't think it goes. Why would Russia want that? I guess I'm trying to think of how to answer it, but I don't know why Russia would want us to go to war with Iran so they can get involved.
No. I'm talking about Russia would want us to back out of NATO.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, 100%. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. I thought you meant go to war, but yes, Russia does want us to back out of NATO. We have a couple comments I missed. So the first one was epidemic Q6K. U.S. Appendix. U.S. was used to bully inferior countries, and now they found out Iran can throw punches. This country is twice the size as Texas. You can't just defeat these folks. Rob Roller said J.D. Vance negotiations aren't supposed to be accepted by Iran. Ooh, that's a good point. This will give us the reason to hit Tehran harder. Tehran harder. Mm-hmm. It will be a bad, in my opinion, honest opinion. Appendix also said we could use this money for universal health care, but how dare we help American people? Justice said, Justice's opinion, I think we're compared by the country that compromised by the country that starts with I in the region who's always wanted this war.
Yeah. Going back to Appendix comment about there was a comment he said about we messed with a country. That we knew they could fight back. If you look at it, right, think real quick. I'll try to be real quick with this one. Every single conflict we've been in before this year never involved what I would call the major and subpowers, meaning China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. They were all considered the countries you do not want to go to war with, right? Because it would be devastating. But this administration decided to do so under the auspices that they have they're getting close to nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at it, it is a war, but it's not a war involving ground troops. Someone, I think a reporter or a news media outlet, used what we did in Venezuela as a pretext to what we're doing in Iran. Like the administration felt emboldened because we were able to go in there and get the Venezuelan president like that and silence Venezuela. So then there's the issue of historical principles. No U.S. president has ever been able to solve the Iran issue, save for treaties or whatever, right?
Player, thanks for the sub.
So just think. Oh, my bad. Let me give him his credit.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I'll pause there because I feel like I'm rambling. Anyway.
Rob Roller says Russia and China both know NATO is worthless without the U.S. support. Charles Davis says China is giving air defense weapons to Iran during the ceasefire. Oh, that's crazy. I think it's a lot going on, and I won't be lying and say that I'm not a little nervous. I haven't been nervous about war for a while until now. Little nervous. Because one day you say that we're going to blow this country off the water and you're going to kill all civilization. The next day you say it's a ceasefire. And then Iran is saying that, yeah, they doing a ceasefire because we got everything we wanted. And we're saying we're doing a ceasefire because they're opening the Hormuz, the thing to Hormuz, the trade, the whatever. And I was just like, which one is it? Who went and what? Like, what's so funny?
He said the Hormuz.
What is it called?
The Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, the Strait of Hormuz. But yeah, no U.S. president has really tried to solve the Iran issue until now. Rob Roller, great point.
That's what I said.
Oh, Rob Roller, great point.
I'll give myself one.
Yeah, give yourself one. But yeah, I remember, did this start with the Bushes? And then Obama kind of went with it. I know Biden said that basically they'll have the whole thing to me was Iran don't need nukes. That was my whole understanding from every president for the last probably 20 years. It felt like Iran. And then all of a sudden, President Trump said they're going to have a nuke in a couple minutes. And so he just went ballistic. And so I thought we took out all their nukes like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
We dropped like $25 billion worth of bombs. And then it's like, to your point, we're still in conflict with them. I want to be politically correct. U.S. Navy is about to close the Strait of Hormuz. Appendix says, don't be mistaken. If the U.S. sends ground troops into Iran, they would all be decimated. I'm talking.
No.
I'm talking. If you send in 20,000, you might get 3,000 out alive. It would be a bloodbath. Why do you think? Wait. Before we start saying no, why do you think that? I would like to hear Appendix. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you, but I'd like to know why you think that. What besides Iran? I think they have the 3rd biggest military. I know we have the 3rd biggest military. Maybe they have the 6th.
What?
Iran has top 10 biggest military.
Top 10? I thought you meant top 3. I'm like, hell no.
No, the U.S. I think is China, India, and us.
When you mean let's make sure we clear.
Yeah.
When you mean military, you talking about troops or you talking about total military?
Troops.
Okay, troops. Yes, China has the largest standing army, then the United States, then the Russians.
I think we're 3rd.
But we are. I guarantee you, we're number 2.
Guarantee.
But we're not talking about ground troops. I'm talking about total military.
Well, he said ground troops. He said ground troops. So U.S. is sending ground troops into Iran. So that's why I said ground troops.
They're already there. But see, that's the thing I'm trying to make sure we capture. When he says sending troops, are you talking about an invasion or are you talking about sending in troops, period? Because there's reports that troops are already there, but a small group. 9 times out of 10, we're not going to invade Iran. We're not going to do that. Even this administration is not that crazy.
Yeah,
we're not going to invade Iran.
We are 3rd. It's China and India, us, North Korea, Russia.
What source is that?
This is.
And are you talking
Google.
about? Is it talking about active?
No.
Guard, reservists. What?
Top 5 largest military active duty personnel.
Okay, I'm gonna look. because I don't like being wrong.
That's fine. I'll read these comments while you're looking at that. Whoa. Instead of forcing or focusing on who's winning, we need. Oh, Appendix said full ground invasion. Interesting.
No.
Instead of focusing on who's winning, we need to focus on who is losing and what being lost. Hey, Charles. Hey, Terrell. What's up, big dog? But what did we solve? I feel like we didn't turn out like the administration thought. Yeah, I feel the same way. What's up, Chris? Blessings. Sorry, I can't put these comments up. It's pretty much pissing me off. But yeah, I don't know. Politically correct is not conflict, Pete. We are at war. Charles Davis, we're not. I don't think we're at war. Doesn't the president to be at war has to declare war? To be at war, politically correct. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm just trying to use a politically correct term.
But why do you keep saying politically correct? What do you mean by politically correct?
The correct term, like there are stages before we are at war.
It's almost like when you say that term politically correct, usually you say that term because you're trying to say something that is not
controversial, provocative,
or controversial.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if you were saying that, and news media outlets were reporting it as the U.S.-Iran conflict or the U.S.-Iran disagreement, but no one is calling it that. Everyone is calling it a war. So it's not politically, at least in my opinion, it's not politically correct. Okay. It is a war. It maybe the right term would be by legal standpoint, by Constitution, it is not a declaration of war.
There you go. Yes, I like that.
But it is a war because there is a conflict going on between two countries, not to mention other countries in the Middle East who were hit by weapons from Iran.
Charles Davis said, Pete, our POTUS is calling it a war, and his Secretary of War and Joint Chiefs said term war. Okay. All right. Maybe I haven't heard that. Thomas White said, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. It's war, Pete. All right. Hey, if you all call it a war, call it a war. I just thought it was a conflict. All right. Sorry for being wrong. I thought it was a conflict. I thought there was legal terms to say, like I thought the only people who could put us at war is Congress, but I could be wrong. Appendix, good comment. Here we are. Iran has prepared for a war against the U.S. for 40 years. They have planned for a full ground invasion based on what they saw in Iraq. Lessons learned from that war. It said something else, but I couldn't finish it. The U.S. troops. I couldn't finish it.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Appendix, man, I just don't think we'll get decimated. I don't think, thanks, now it's coming up on the thing, so I appreciate that. I think we would be hunted by drones by somebody that's underground or in a cave. Don't forget, we got two, all right? We ain't just sitting out here with dang BB guns and just sitting here throwing stones at drones flying through there. Don't forget, we got stuff too, and we got money to spend, as you have seen. Now, do we really have money to spend? I mean, I guess we do, but who knows the outcome of it? I think like Charles Davis said, it ain't about who's winning, it's about who's losing and about what is being lost. We're losing a crap ton of money. Charles Davis said, Israel pimped us into war.
I agree.
What is Congress for being POTUS? Don't care about getting permission. Yeah. What is Congress for? What is Congress for? Because POTUS don't care about getting permission. But my thing is, like, how they gonna stop them? I agree. I totally agree with what y'all are saying. What I pissed off about is ain't nobody stopping them. Like, I think if you were to take a poll, 90% are confused with why we're at conflict or war with Iran. 90% of the U.S. population are probably confused. And I would think about 40 or 50% disagree with it altogether if I don't have those numbers flipped. But nobody's stopping them. How do you stop them? That's my biggest complaint and question. I thought we had checks and balances to stop this shit. Oh, sorry. Sorry, YouTube. Thomas Wright said, yes, Pete, you're right about Congress is the only ones who can declare war. However, Congress has slowly given the power to every president since 2002. Rob Roller says, if we put ground troops in Iran, the only thing, too much. The only thing,
if we put ground troops in Iran, the only thing getting decimated would be the GOP on election day. I would argue they're going to get decimated now.
Yeah, Terrell Farrar. Dang, too many comments. Appreciate y'all with the comments. Terrell Farrar said, unpopular opinion. We are losing this war. We thought this was Iraq, and it's not. Iran ain't got nothing to lose, and we will die behind it. Add to the fact they got China and Russia backing them, and we just got Israel. Well, we got NATO so far.
I disagree with that one slightly. I agree that we are. So here's the thing: if you're saying we're losing the war, by what standard? Is because we didn't meet the achievement. Either we didn't achieve any of our objectives yet, outside of bombing the crap out of them.
Yeah,
and you can make the argument we have significantly affected their military capability. That was going to take them a couple of years, maybe longer, to get back. But we have effectively I argue we made the United States more at risk. Because if I'm Iran, and make no mistake, we may have killed the Ayatollah, but his son is still there. As far as we know, we don't know if he's dead or not. But the fact that they have not been able to accept our demands in Pakistan, and we're still at war with them, tells me there's a potential that in the future, there's an opportunity for them to get back at us one way or the other.
No.
And it has made us more enemies in the Middle East.
Hey, great points. Appendix said, no, I agree. U.S. has superior technology, but U.S. is fighting on foreign soil. I think we always fought on foreign soil. Yeah. Iran is larger than Afghanistan and 3 times as mountainous. Home field advantage.
But Appendix, we're not looking to invade Iran.
Great point.
You know what I mean? It's just not like Iraq. We're not, I won't say dumb. We're not that bold to invade full-scale Iran. One, I don't think other countries like Russia and China would allow us to do it. That would cause a potential of it really getting out of control. Not only that, we don't have, think about when we invaded Iraq. We went in there, we did Desert Storm, we did what do they call shock and all, right? And we put U.S. troops on Iraq soil. Look, for years we stayed in Iraq and in Afghanistan between all the different IEDs and folks like partisans, sympathizers. There is no way we can fully conquer Iran. There's no way. The only thing we can hope for is regime change that is friendly to the United States government. But as far as us going there and taking Iran, we're not going to do that.
I don't really think there's a point either.
No, it's not.
But Charles Davis says, let me get to these 4 comments. Charles Davis says, yeah, we got money to spend. We just wasted a crap ton of money on the stupid spaceship to fly around a flipping rock called the moon. Shaking my head. This is crazy. I mean, that's a good point. If you want your comments up there, get on that YouTube, man. Like you said earlier, the advisors need to advise. I don't think they're getting the opportunity. Ooh, they need to just take the opportunity in. 2 more comments that we have. Thomas White, what's up, Philly fans? The only way they stop him is to pass a bill which would get vetoed or voted. By then, they would need 2/3 of Congress to override the veto. And then last one on YouTube. Oh, this is getting the gas prices. Gas prices are effective when Iran closes the strait. Imagine Iran with nuclear weapons closing the strait. Your opinions are nuclear war or pay the demands of Iran to use the strait. So I guess, Mike, you kind of agree that we're in conflict at war with Iran by that comment. If I'm reading that right. Hold on, he just said one more thing. People don't understand how many materials are on the moon, and that's why China is heading there. More materials than Earth.
It's more than just exploration. But I want to quickly go to Mike's comment about the closing the Strait of Hormuz and Iran with nuclear weapons. Make no mistake. Here's the thing. I don't blame Iran for wanting nuclear weapons.
Doesn't everybody have them? Might as well.
I mean, everybody don't have them, but think of why you have nuclear weapons. It's security. So no country would come in and invade you. That's why North Korea has nuclear weapons. That's why England has it. That's why France has it. You don't need a large stockpile. You need just 1 to 5 that can cause enough damage. That's why when they say, oh my God, China's increasing their nuclear weapons arsenal. Who cares? You don't need that many. You just need a couple. And so to Mike's comment about Iran having nuclear weapons and closing the Strait of Hormuz, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, VQ8CW, if you're implying that if Iran had nuclear weapons and they closed the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to have to pay. Think about it. If Iran had nuclear weapons, the United States has the second largest stockpile in the world. It's no different than North Korea. If North Korea decided to nuke a U.S. city, we would obliterate North Korea. Literally. So with Iran, it's the same thing. The only thing if Iran had nuclear weapons, it's almost like walking up to somebody's block and you will be able to bully them. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, it's the same as them having a 6-shooter pistol and we're walking down their block with a 249 or a Mark 19. It gives you a little security, but not a whole lot.
I just think, back to your point, I'm going to read these comments after this. I just think, like you said, you only need one, and you just need to see who's crazier to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't matter how many stockpiles we have. Sure, we can launch 20 while you launch one, but I mean, you launch one nuke over here. I mean, how many cities and states is that going to F up? If not completely, I hate to use the term, obliterate. Mike asked you a question, but let me read these other 2 comments. I'll get to this. Iran will now become more hardline versus the U.S. This war just made them more extreme.
I agree.
Yeah, 100%. Charles Davis said, North Korea has nuclear weapons, right? I wonder why we have not gotten at them before. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the elephant in the room.
Wait, God, okay. Oh, yeah. They don't have anything anyone wants. Good point. 2 comments from Mike. So Mike asked you a question, but let me get to his comment. Then I'll get to his.
Who don't have anything they want? I missed that one.
Charles Davis said, oh, yeah, they don't have anything anyone wants.
They is in who? Iran?
North Korea. That's why ain't nobody attacked North Korea.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'll come back to that one. But anyway, this is a great conversation.
Tony, man, go ahead and send your long messages, man. Don't worry about that comment. So 2 more comments, and I want to get to this question, but they're starting to fill up. So it's going to take me a minute because these ain't coming up like I want them to. Tony Bostic said, the problem with Iran having a nuclear weapon is security. You would be basically giving a terrorist a nuke. Terrorists do what they want. Hold on, more comments.
I'll wait. I'll be quiet.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
and you still have a question. I ain't got to. People forgot Iran used to be the Parsams Empire. Parasam? I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. And they never got conquered for 5,000 years. They're well resourced. They're well resourced and established. How are we worried about Iran's nuclear program, and Israel's program is not even monitored or regulated. Thomas Davis said the nuke issue is bigger than having nukes. They have China backing them.
Great point.
Rob Roller says nukes had, or NK, North Korea had nuclear weapons prior to Trump. Ask Clinton and W about that. Anti-Boy said U.S. Israel are real terrorists. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. That's hey. Whoa.
Wait a minute. Hey, look.
I still ain't got to your question yet.
I want to quickly say,
let's calm down.
Shout out to all y'all, man.
Perfect.
You guys are killing it today. These comments, this is great conversation. Lots of elephants in the room. I'll stop there.
All right, I want to get to this question, but I want to get through these questions. Well, there's two more comments, and then I will. Appendix says Iran doesn't have a nuke because their previous leader was against it. There is absolutely nothing that prevents them from buying it from North Korea. They have about 4 to 5 warheads. Book it. Charles Davis says, what does North Korea have? They have shot numerous weapons towards the U.S. and our Asian allies, but the U.S. has done nothing. We went to go visit them.
There's a reason for that.
All right. Boom. Mike said, North Korea leaders are different than Iran leaders. North Korea leaders want to live. Iran leaders have religion to fall back on. And finally, his question to you. Now, I should have asked it. You're right, because now I got to find. All right. Do you want the U.S. in a nuclear war with Iran? I don't think anybody wants that.
That's an easy question. No one wants any type of nuclear war with Iran. But I would tell you, God forbid, for one, if no one wins at a nuclear war, but if you were to go off of chances, if Iran went to some kind of a nuclear war with the United States, Iran would lose easily. And what I mean by that is, again, the United States has over 5,000 nuclear weapons, and they have a triad that can deliver them 3 different ways. Even if Iran had a nuclear weapon, at best they could do is smuggle it in the United States and detonate it. Or if they, to somebody's comment, buy one from North Korea, which would be bad, because if a nuclear weapon detonated on U.S. soil or territory and they found out that it came from North Korea, they would be obliterated.
Yeah. Tony Bosick said, we are all terrorists depending upon your perspective.
Good point. Hey.
Wrong button, but I agree with that. There you go. Perfect. That's the button. All right. A lot of comments. Justin Guy, do you think Pakistan hosted fair mediations? What's up, Justin? What do you mean by
fair?
Yeah, what do you mean by fair? Do you think Pakistan? Oh, just read that. You just said the same thing. You said the same thing 5 times. All right. Well, we can't get to your question that fast. Yeah, what do you mean by fair? Pennick said, if one country uses a nuke, now others will. That's very true. That's why it's impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but okay. In World War II, U.S. used one. Was it World War II?
Yes.
Okay, used one because they knew nobody would retaliate. Nobody had one at the time. That's very controversial.
That's not entirely. Let me comment on that one. Remember, when the United States used the atomic weapon in World War II, even they did not understand how powerful the weapon was. It's been stated many times in history. They had no idea.
What was that movie? Oppenheimer?
Yeah. So secondly, to your point about everyone would use a nuke, no, it would take more than that. Hypothetically, if someone detonates, let's say if India attacks Pakistan or Pakistan attacks India, there's a nuclear exchange there, right? Now, if you flip it, let's say, God forbid, Iran had a nuclear weapon and they detonated one on U.S. soil. It's not like the United States is going to start firing at Russia and China and everybody else. Now, if you flip it and let's say there was a nuclear exchange, albeit a small one, between Russia and the United States, I can see the potential of the United States sending an exchange to Russia and China because they are linked in order to protect themselves. No different than if Russia, for some reason, was attacked by the United States with a nuclear weapon. Russia would respond to not only the United States, but to England and to France at the same time because they have nuclear weapons.
So do you think, and just real quick, yes or no, do you think that nukes would just cross?
What you mean?
Like, so if we launched one at X company or X country and X country had one, they would be able to identify it coming at them. It's not like...
Yeah.
So do you
Only
think...
thing is it would take time. That's the problem. And that's why I was trying to convey. If there was an exchange, like a nuclear weapon was launched, they can tell where it came from, but it takes time. They'll detect the launch. They can see where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then the United States will have a limited time to respond. But think about it. It has never happened in history. But think, if there has been many cases where there were a false alarm where a country like the Soviet Union during that time or the United States thought there was a nuclear weapon being fired at them and they had to make a split-second decision. You imagine if you do that and you're wrong, do you imagine what would happen?
Justin, a lot of comments on here, so I'll get to all these comments. Pakistan didn't allow Israel diplomats, and Pakistan also deployed weapons into Saudi Arabia. Okay. Patty Wacker, I think that's how you say 7777. If you didn't know that was World War II, you have no business. I just forgot. I just wanted to ensure.
Bruh. Perfect.
Goodness. There is such thing as small nuclear exchanges. Okay, Mike. Appendix said, no, but the dust will travel. Iran is closer to Russia and China. This dust would travel by wind. The micro particles is what's in question. Okay. Justin, what's up, big dog? Mike said Iran is one of the last countries in the world you want processing nuclear weapons. I wouldn't say one of the last. Devon said we use 2 nukes. Charles Davis.
Yeah, we did. Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That's right. I knew that, Whacker. You you could agree based on current events, Israel is a rogue nation. Commit, I don't know what those words are.
That's
the attack in Lebanon with an hour of ceasefire. I remember that. Yeah, that just happened. Let me read this. All of this is provoked by Israel being surrounded by Arab nations, with Iran being the biggest threat. Carthron, what's up, Jonathan? Are you retired yet? But what's up, big dog? I just don't like how we pick and choose who we can have them and who can have them and who can't. That's what happens when you try to be the bully. Last comment. Oh, Charles Davis said it again. Justin said Iran is also closer to India and Pakistan. All right. You wanted to say something about Charles Davis' comment.
No, there was a comment about Israel being something. Oh, yeah.
Israel's rogue. That was Charles Davis.
So I just want to put this out there because there's a lot of people that have that same sentiment about Israel being the evil nation that has nuclear weapons or may not have them. But think about it. If you were a nation that went through the Holocaust and you lost 6 million people, can you not blame them? And then you're surrounded by enemies in the Middle East. Can you not blame them for having nuclear weapons? But to the comment of Jonathan Carlton, I hope that I pronounced your last name correctly. Carthron, I'm sorry. But to your comment, you're right. Who do we get off by saying who can have them, who can't? Like, we know Iran is not friendly to us, nor is North Korea, nor is Russia, nor is China. So in Iran, they look at it as like, yo, we need insurance. But somebody made the comment earlier, you're right. Iran is different than North Korea. North Korea wants to live. the Iranians are more religious. I won't call them fanatics. Let's just say they have a deep hatred for Western philosophy.
Can you read this comment? I'm getting bashed about how I'm reading comments. So thanks, Mike.
Hold on. All right. Illuminate traits ability to process and ship oil from their island and their economy. Oh, I think he meant eliminate. Eliminate Iran's ability to process and ship oil from their island and their economy is no more. I agree. But think about how they've been able, this war has cost, I paid $5. It was $5 a gallon to fill my Challenger up. Over $90.
Oh.
The war economy-wise is hurting the American people more than Iran. It is.
This dude said Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Okay, I don't understand that one. Because all lives matter. Okay, hey, everyone's welcome here. I don't understand what that means, but everybody's welcome.
And make sure you sub up while you do that. Make sure you put a sub in there.
Put a sub in there. Yeah. Charles Davis says, your friend today could be your enemy tomorrow. We have seen this Iraq and now Iran. Jonathan says, Charles Davis, say that again. I agree. Only thing is, I would argue Iran has already been our enemy.
That's so Pulses, whatever. That's a good comment. You can't negotiate with terrorists. Great comment.
Yeah, that is true.
It's hard. It's very hard to do that. Iran leaders eat a. All right, relax. What is your opinion? Or what is your opinion upon Hezbollah? He's not asking me.
Back. Do you guys think Iran are terrorists, though?
I think I think back to Charles Davis' point, anybody could be a terrorist.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's all your perspective.
I see Iran as a regime that does not like the United States hegemony. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. They don't like the U.S. influence in the Middle East. And that's why they're unfriendly with us. Just like North Koreans. They don't like the United States influence in Asia. The North Koreans have been trying to unify South Korea for decades. And the only reason why they haven't been able to do it is because of the United States. No different than Russia. The Russians have been trying to get the majority of Eastern Europe under their foot, but they can't. You know why? Because of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it, most people don't like us because we prevent them from doing what they want to do, which goes back to World War I and World War II. When we sat on the side of the ocean and we did nothing, look what happened. World War I and World War II, which is the reason why the United States got more involved after World War II and started putting bases across the globe. You know why? Because we ended up being a policeman. But the problem with being a policeman is we do it under our own ideals. In other words, it's whatever. You know how they say U.S. interests? The problem is most people don't like U.S. interests. That's why most people in the world don't like us, because we get involved. Here's another provocative point real quick. Think about China and Taiwan. For those who don't know, the reason why China wants Taiwan is not just because of microchips. They don't want Taiwan not because the United States is like their de facto friend, but the folks who went to Taiwan back in the day when it was called Formosa, it was the same group led by Chiang Kai-shek who was involved with Mao in a civil war in China. They lost and they migrated to Formosa. They ended up becoming Taiwan. So really, Taiwan is a part of China in China's eyes. And so the reason why they haven't been able to take Taiwan back for decades is because of the United States. So think about it. Wouldn't you be pissed if your enemy is living on your border and you can't take them back because somebody else?
Mike said North Korea has nukes because American presidents turned a blind eye and didn't have the guts to stop it. Iran should we stop before they get them?
No. I disagree with that.
Iran was a dictator by Iranians are good. By Iranians are good. Okay. Iran used to be more westernized country before the first Ayatollah, I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, came into power. Appendix said a terrorist is just a label. Your terrorist is someone's freedom fighter. Justice said, why do most countries in today's time choose China over the United States?
That's a great question.
Thomas White said, Philly, you're hitting the nail on the head with the historic, can't pronounce that word. DC, it is bigger than the Holocaust. Holocaust? Let's remember that certain Jews authorities viewed Jews as a threat and supported his removal. DC, Iran was once a friend of the United States. The biggest embassy was once in Tehran. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Tehran. And had decades of friendship in the 50s through the 70s. Friends today is your enemies tomorrow. Mike, Iran has proxy over the world, doing their fighting for them. They teach them and they fund them. Don't disagree with that. No, North Korea has nukes because China gave them to them. Story of Pakistan. All right, there we go. That's all the comments. Finish that up.
Charles made a great point. He is right. There was at one time that Iran was
Tehran. Thank you, Justin.
It was one point that Iran was our friend. But that's the same for a lot of countries. There was one time when we were friends, we were enemies with England, and then they became our friends. But one time we were enemies with, we were friends with Afghanistan during the Soviet-Afghan war, and then they became our enemies.
I mean, look at Japan now.
I'm not trying, same for Japan. Thank you. Same for Germany. So I'm not trying to dismiss your comment, Charles. All I'm saying is for Israel has been in a position in history known as, next to slavery, the largest event that happened against a race of people. 6 million Jews killed in the Holocaust. And if you remember, after World War II, the United States, the Allies, brokered a deal for Israel to have their own country. And so when they got there in the Middle East, there's a perspective. There's always been a perspective about evil, how, Jewish people being evil, because of the point that Charles made about Jesus Christ as being the threat and all the other stuff. But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying they're right. All I'm saying is you can't blame them for wanting to protect themselves. No different than Iran having a perspective that the United States is a threat, or North Korea thinking the United States is a threat.
Charles, my internet is buffering. Philly, how many more subscribers y'all need to get Pete hooked on phonics and script? We need about, let me check it.
Oh, 50 more.
Yeah, no, we only need 70 more. 70 more. That's it. And I go ahead and get that. Freaking flopping hater. Mike said that why is everyone buying and selling with the United States if they have chosen Russia or China?
Because people, we're in a position in history. It's not broadcast as a Cold War, but it is. People got to pick sides. The writing's on the wall. You have two different sides. You have China and you have the United States. People got to pick.
Yeah.
And as it stands now, but not by a long shot now, but as it stands, the United States still has the #1 economy, but that lead is diminishing quickly.
Can you read Jonathan's comment on Facebook?
Hold on, I gotta refresh my page. Hold on, stand by 1 second.
Justin said, Mike, only the countries that make the news are buying. All right, go ahead.
Jonathan says, Iran is one of the last places on earth not on a central banking system. They're a threat because we don't benefit from them from a U.S. standpoint. If the U.S. can't control or benefit from a country, they are a threat. That is some truth to that. Dominic, I'm still in and I'm debating on when they hit the button and hang it up.
We put out 4 episodes on retirement, so you can go back and watch those, and we kind of help you through that if that's what you're thinking about doing. Justin said, if you look at the biggest trade partners of every country, it's China. Yeah. I think they're one of the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And they're all interconnected. Everybody's interconnected.
Charles Davis said, can I get in on reading comments? You pay me in peanuts because Pete sounds like scattered of 8-track. What you know about 8-tracks? Tony Boston said, you better pay attention to what
bricks.
Is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, bricks. That's it's the currency. Tony, help me out if I'm wrong. But BRICS is like a certain type of currency that deals with like China, Russia, India, or something like that. It's similar to what they do in the European Union.
I'm not sure.
Or an alliance or something to that nature.
I've been saying BRICS for years. I don't know what the heck that is. Brazilian, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Oh, that's what BRICS stands for. It's like a new digital currency. So like Bitcoin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see how it works. The unit is designated as a blanket of currency. Brazilian, real, China, and gold. It allows for digital clearing of transactions and international trade, reducing the need to hold U.S. so they're just trying to get rid of the U.S. altogether. Can you read this comment right here? Because I never.
Hi Watt. Hey, first of all, welcome to the show, brother.
And make sure you sub up.
Before, please sub up. But you said y'all ever heard of Dr. Gerald Home? He does a regular show talking about international U.S. politics on activist news networks. And he said BRICS is not like Bitcoin. Did I say Bitcoin?
I said Bitcoin. I said Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. Hey, good comment. Hi, Watt. No, I never heard of Gerald Home. Can you give us a quick synopsis of some of the stuff that he's talked about? I have never watched them. No.
Yeah, Tony Boss says multiple countries coming together to create its own world currency. I think they tried this before.
But see, you know, the thing is,
thanks for the sub.
Thanks for the sub, brother.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so the thing is, they can try all they want. But the only way the United States is going to be, removed is the key is China, or a conflict that decimates the United States economy. That's the only way. The United States is just still too powerful. Now, I will argue this administration is making it easier because remember, the United States is the only country in the world that has economic influence, political influence, military influence. It has all of it. And it has, what's the word? I can't remember. But we have influence across the world. When you go to these countries like Russia and China, they're wearing American jeans. They're dressing like Americans. The Japanese are. Maybe even the Middle East, even for folks who are oppressed in the Middle East, they want what Americans have as far as like freedom. They just may not understand or like the things that we do, but they want the same freedoms the United States has. And that's why we're so powerful.
Okay, reading these comments, Rob Roller says, trying to form their own currency to counter the U.S. dollar. Thomas White said it's a monetary alliance to try to replace the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency. Charles Davis said, DC, can I get the AI prompt? Tony Bostic thinks it will destroy the U.S. dollar. Jonathan said, control the world's oil supply, you controls the world currency.
Yeah, that's true. But the only thing is the United States, they've talked about the other day, the United States has enough oil flow that we've been able to, it don't feel like it at the pumps.
Yeah, what about the reserve?
We're pumping enough oil that we have enough to sustain ourselves. It just don't feel like it.
So what do you think about that old drill baby drill? Do you think that's working, I guess?
I can't really speak. I'm not sure if that's the reason why, but I was surprised when I heard that story too. I was like, well, why are we, part of the other thing is, okay, here I'm going on a rant. I'll just quickly say this. One thing I will say is interesting is that I believe this administration is trying to look out for the United States, but it's in the wrong reasons. This idea of expansionism to Greenland, Venezuela, Iran, it all deals with resources. When people think about, controlling the world, it's more than just money and military. It's resources. When you have the resources, you have people by the Hiawat. Let's see. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, brother. Says Horn was a Panther back in the day. Is that Black Panther? And he's written like 50 books about all sorts of topics. I recommend starting with Counter-Revolution of 1776 and then 1836, then the White Pacific Book. Okay.
There it is.
All right, I'll take a look at it, bro. All right, you want to move on? Great comments, man. Great topics.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was great. This was great, bro. So y'all continue to add comments if you like, but we're going to move on quickly to the next topic because we took a lot of time on this one, which is fine, but we're going to move on to this one.
Yeah, maybe we don't have to read too many more comments, so help me out. Appreciate that.
Let's move on. Okay. You want to go to your topic?
Well, what was the other topic? I wrote it down and I can't even see it.
I was going to talk about property taxes that's related to the war, and you was going to talk about the Senior NCO Academy.
Okay, let's just go on to the Senior NCO. Have some fun, break this up a little bit.
All right.
So if y'all don't know, a couple months ago, Senior NCOA post their graduation photos on their website for all to see. So you can go on the Senior NCO page and look at the graduation photos. One of my boys was graduating. While we were looking at the photos, I saw a bunch of discrepancies in the Senior NCOA pictures. Well, to no surprise, they have done it again. Senior NCOA has posted their pictures. I have only seen a few of these. I have not seen all of them. But by popular demand is back, so we will hold this segment for the Senior NCOA debacle. So let me go ahead and put this on the screen so y'all can see it, so everybody can see it. Let me give Philly so he can see it. We're just going to talk about these. And the reason I get so upset, man, these are our senior NCOAs. This is our senior NCOA graduation photo. So we got three gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, right here. If you don't see, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. See if I can zoom in some. Oh, I'm zooming out. Let me zoom in. Hitting the wrong dang button.
Is this the one on IG that you saw, or is this another one?
Is this the one what?
The one I showed you on IG that we got from one of our members.
Nah, I didn't see that one. I'm just going through their pictures right now. But let me zoom in right here. So we got three gentlemen. Their pant sizes, but you're supposed to have one break in your pants, not 5 breaks. Come on, bro. This can't be real. This is real. Here's an instructor. I don't know who this guy is, but he's more put together than them. What are you doing, bro? It's like, who is looking at your uniform? You see their stripes. This is a senior master sergeant. He hasn't changed his blues since basic training. And we're just going through the photos. Like, this is in no particular order. I'm just looking at them. Let's go to the next one. Oh, this is them again. I don't know who these gentlemen are. Marines. I don't know what their uniforms stand. I know his pants are a different color.
He needs some milk.
His pants are a totally different color. Troy, that was my instructor. Well, Troy needs to get his goddamn troops together. Why? I think this is Marines. Maybe it's not Marines. I'm not sure. It looks Marine Corps. I don't know why his pants are a different color. My man, he's in the Navy. Don't know too much about Navy. And then the Commandant, man, he always looks squared away. So shout out to the Commandant. I don't know why everybody else ain't squared away, but I'll just be honest. If y'all want to tag along, look, like all these people look good. First impression.
Ronnie said that's the Army.
Oh, that was the Army. Well, why does they pants look different? Why does they pants look different? That's the Army service. So the Army service dress has different pants?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody is pretty sharp. I don't find too many discrepancies first looking at. Ain't nobody really out of pocket. So whoever the instructor are, props to them. If anybody knows their instructor, props to them. Yeah, everybody. That's the way we got some pants problems again. These pants are causing people problems. Bruh, your pants ain't supposed to be that dang long. You look like the 90s, look like a goddamn crisscross video right now with your pants be. Look at my man right here. Your pants are on the floor, big homie. Like that, are you trying to hem your pants by walking on them? Just walk on them long enough and you gonna hem them yourself? Rodney Dunn said that's the new Army service dress. Yes, they have different pants. All right, shout out to them. See, I didn't know. But I do know his pants are way too big. Nice little service dress, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everybody looks pretty decent over here. No new. Everybody's haircut is good. I'll tell you what, they make sure they get haircuts. They do make sure they get their haircuts. They might not make sure about anything else, but they make sure about, bruh.
Oh, man.
What are we doing with the pants? Why can't we get pants together? Do y'all just put them on the hair? Look, his pants are squared away. Why the hell didn't you help out your classmate?
Oh, no.
Why didn't you help out your classmate? Big dog, you grew out of that about 8 years ago. You grew out of that one a long time ago, bro. That's a hand-me-down.
Oh,
this is definitely a hand-me-down from somebody who was too big. That's a hand-me-down. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Big homie.
Thomas White said, Pete, you ain't no good.
I don't care.
People alone.
No, they didn't. Look, these are our future leaders. Future leaders, Thomas White. Y'all don't leave me alone when I can't read well. Why the hell should I leave them alone?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
God dang it. Big homie. No way that's your blues jacket.
He needs some milk.
Big homie. You see your mask on, dog. Come on, dog. What do we got going? Both of y'all. There's no way this is a blues jacket. There's a thing that they just created a couple weeks ago. It's called Tailored. I don't know if y'all heard of it yet. Just created it. So it might not be out yet, but it's called Tailored. They'll hook you up.
Tailored?
They'll hook you up. Like, this is crazy.
Hey, what I was going to say, hey, you should Google Tailors by Senior NCOK Academy and then post it in the chat form.
Yeah. We really should. There's a good one out there in Maxwell. I use them. It's a real good one. They get it back to you in a couple of days. You go to the little back room and they put you in and they tighten everything, tighten right, get your tight, get right. Cause your stuff is not tight or your top should not be this long. It should not be it looks like you got a tall tee on. Bro, tall tees without.
Charles Davis says, Pete, you too damn funny. I'm spitting my water out. Rodney Dunn says, damn, Pete, you sound like Def Comedy Jam.
I'm not trying to sell, like, I'm being realistic, but trying to be funny at the same time because this is laughable that this is happening.
What do you want? What do you want from them? Like, what do you want?
Bro, look at this. Look at this. Your top should not look like, I want you to be professional. Look at my man right here. These two right here. Back to these. Well, your pants are a little too long, but I'll let you get away with it. We all been there.
That coat looks long.
No, but look at
it. It's like a dress on this dude on the far right.
You look like you got a muumuu on. Like, what did you do, big homie? You look like my grandma when she's cleaning up in the morning. What is you doing?
You said boo-boo.
Like, what is you looking? Is you looking for help? Is you looking for somebody who has your top?
Roddy Dunn says not a tail T, not a tall T. Charles Davis says, Pete, you realistic and funny as all hell. Eric J says some of those uniforms are out of pocket.
He said the name tag is out of whack. The name tag ain't out of whack. His goddamn top is out of whack. And that's out of whack in the names. Then this is the problem. Get your ass in the back. What is you standing up front for? Get your butt in the back. If I was an instructor, bruh, congratulations on your graduation. Get to the back. Back of the bus. Stand in the back so I don't have to look at this. Look, my man's ribbons look cricket, but it could be something else. And we're just going through the pictures. This is not. Oh, this is hold on. We might have somebody's nice squared away right here. This boy he look intense. He's a Marine uniform. I know that's a Marine uniform. I'm not seeing any discrepancy. The ladies all look nice. Every time we look at these, the ladies look put together, squared. Look at his uniform. Look at my man's uniform, squared away. A couple breaks, but that's okay. Your uniform's all right. It's nice. But this is a nice picture. Whoever did this, congratulations. Where's my, nope, not that one. I can't find my applause. Here you go. I give you that. There we go. Nice. There you go. Thank you. Okay. We might be on a streak. Not little big, little big, homeboy. Like, you should not be wearing the same jacket size as your partner next to you. That's not how this works. You get your own jacket for yourself. You don't have to match your partner, right? He needs the big one. Yours is a little bit too long. It's not big, it's just long. Like, how do you put your hands in? How does nobody look at this crap and be like, yo, your jacket's too long? How do you walk around the building and somebody be like,
I just saw that one dude. Oh my God, yeah, his joint is long.
Like, look at this.
Oh my God.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I'm just like, why would you put this so? Look at my smile. What?
Wow.
Your jacket
yeah,
like?
The dude in the middle. Oh,
Like,
that joint look long.
What is you doing?
Wow.
This is like, this one's crazy. This got to be the craziest one I ever seen. Fix your goddamn coat. Hey.
Double kill.
Before you get to your dang base, fix your dang coat. What happened to SRR? Where the hell is Chief Wolf at? What happened to SRRs? They ain't being conducted. He's reservist.
Okay. Charles David says his service dress looks like a fucking drone outline. Excuse me. Charles David says, Pete, some of these folks are probably guard. Leave them alone. Not really. And Thomas White says, I'll let Troy know to get his people so they don't be out here getting embarrassed on a Sunday afternoon. And the last one, the Gooch says, this roasting needs to happen consistently until they unfornicate this garbage.
Yo, please let him know. Please let him know. And let him know it's nothing personal, man. And it's not for them to be roasted on a Sunday afternoon. They being roasted 24/7. We just putting out in public. You put this on your page, like, look at us. Look at us. Look at all these great graduates. Man, put them in OCPs. Just F it, man. Just do it in OCPs.
Good point.
Just do it in OCPs, man. Who cares? If you can't get uniforms right, hey, they're squared away. Hold on. Let me give them credit. Look at the instructor over here. All the instructors are squared away. Everybody looks pretty squared away here. I'm not seeing too many discrepancies over here. Nothing at all. Pants a little too big right here. Man, what's up with the pants being too big? What do people really think they're not skipping leg day, bro? You're skipping leg day. Trust me, I know. We all skip leg day. You're skipping leg day, bro. Your legs is not that big. You did not go to NCOA and all of a sudden start losing a gang of leg weight. That's not what happened. This is not what happened. Do you have any comments? Because it's just me.
Tony said that one cat jacket can hide a sword in his back. Thomas White said, yo, that's a defender too.
Don't give a damn. He ain't. He trying to hide the defender with how big his stuff is. That's what he's trying to do. Hey, his stuff is squared away.
But seriously, I think you nailed it right there. It's not like you're going to go find these people. I mean, it's posted normally, and you were a senior NCO. I was one. Yo, and Tony made a good point. Like, they should know better.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it gets me so mad. That's why I get. But he's squared away. Like, I don't want to just sit here and bash people. Like, my man right here is squared away. His pants are a little too short, just a little bit. There's no floods coming out there in Alabama, bro. Like, I don't know where you're stationed at. Maybe you're stationed in Hawaii, all right? And maybe that's authorized out there, but it's a little too short. But other than that, you good. Other than that, you good. And Philly laughing does not help. All these people look squared away. All these people look squared away. Shouts out to them. Whatever class this is. It don't tell me what class it is, but yeah, if it did, I appreciate that.
Charles Davis says, our young airman about to roast the hell out of this. Pete is just reporting news. And he says, looks like some of these cats hiding hot dogs in their waist.
Hey. You said it, I didn't. Look at my man here, though. He got the kid in play. Shout out to the kid in play. Shout out to the old school kid in play. You don't see him right here with the kid in play? He got the kid in play happening, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Hey, you know what I will say? Everybody got their hands placed nicely. Right over left. Well, he's left over right. Or left over right. It is left over right. Everybody, that's one thing they squared away. Make sure your uniform can look like crap, but make sure your hands are together. Left over right. That's what we need. Make sure everybody's left over right.
Oh man, that's funny. Bro.
He didn't listen. These two didn't listen. They on their own time. Yeah, he didn't understand it. All right, are we done with this? I think we're about done because this is getting ridiculous, bruh. What is up with your coat length? Am I tripping? Is it me? I'm not saying I'm a 362903 guru, but I've been in enough trouble to know what 362903 says. Like, I'm not even harping on how big or small your stuff is. I ain't gonna talk about her pants, but I'm harping on that you can't look in the mirror and say, I look good today and walk out. You can't. There's no way. There is no way you looked in the mirror before you walked out. Hey, all these people look squared away. Here we go. Okay, PJ, with your boots on. Okay. See, take some lessons from him. Take some lessons from him.
Take some lessons from him.
Okay. Hey, she is square. She probably has the best uniform right here. Both of them, back to back. What class is it? Does anybody know this instructor right here? Which I don't know if it's her, but she don't look too happy. But she should be happy because the uniforms look nice. So shout out to you. I might put a comment in there. Shout out to these people's uniforms. Get on their level. Whoa. I don't know where he's at, but all right, shout out to a lot of
Do I dare offer after your assessment, you grant a de facto award or kudos to the one that you saw with the best uniform?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Go ahead and pick one.
Let me go through the rest. She has every accoutrement given by man.
Accoutrement.
Tony Renee says she's standing in the back. Oh, I thought you were standing in the back when I go. Yeah, man. Hey, if your uniform ain't right, stand in the effing back. Or tell them don't post it. Don't post it so I won't see it. All these people look squared away. I think we're about done. Dang, he's tall as hell. All right, your pants are a little too small, but all these look squared away. Squared away. Everybody looks squared away. I don't want to just go past it because they're going to be like, Pete Dog just sits in the negativity. No, I'm not. I'm saying people look squared away. I'm saying people look squared away. He just worried about everybody being negative. No, I don't. All right. I just want to make sure everybody's on point. And these are somebody's supervisor. She looks squared away. Oh, that's an instructor. All right. Well, the instructors look good. What are they doing? Pants are a little too short, but that's okay. That's okay. I won't harp on you too bad for that. All right, there was one that I saw, and then we get to the individual pictures. All right, and we're back to the beginning. So there was one I saw. Let me get to the one I saw. I think the young lady, I know where she's at. So how did I miss this? Oh, I thought she had too many buttons. All right, never mind. All right. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, I thought she had the wrong service code on. Whew, I almost lost it. I thought she had a male service code on. All right, let me get to the one I saw that gets the award for the best uniform. In my opinion, I should just got to it when I saw it. Where was she? Was over here. There she is. This is my award for the best Blues uniform right here.
Can you zoom in on her?
This is the tightest I can zoom in.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I could, let me see. Nope. I mean, that's the tightest I can zoom in right there. But this is my award for best uniform. Y'all let me know. Yeah, there we go. Somebody. Now, if I was an instructor, I'd give your ass paperwork for not making sure everybody else had the same tight uniform. That's senior in COA, y'all. This is our newest senior in COAs. Jesus Christ. Jesus effing Christ. Our newest senior in COA.
This is our top, my head hurts.
This is our top 3%. This is our top 3%, y'all. Top 3.
Oh man.
Ain't seniors top 3% of the enlisted force?
Seniors are top 2%.
Even
Senior
worse.
Master Sergeants top 2%.
Top 2%. Even worse. All right, I'm done. I'm off the senior in COA. Sorry, but I ain't sorry. You should be sorry to me. That's really what you should be apologizing to us. Whoever the instructor is, if you want to get on here, come on here and you can defend your senior in COA all you want. I will just post some pictures and I want you to explain it.
Hey, that's fair. Hey, that's fair.
How?
Open invitation.
Yeah.
That's fair.
How the F does that happen?
Sway.
Yes.
How Sway.
Yes. How Sway.
How Sway.
Goodness gracious.
We know the answers. Totally be good.
Take a few steps back to go.
How Sway. How Sway. How Sway.
All right, I'm done.
Goop says they have to give this segment to the Academy. Peer pressure is real. Thomas White says, good thing my class was virtual. Hey, so Gooch, I'll tell you full transparency. I had somebody from the Academy reach out to me the first time about it, and they actually thanked us for bringing it to light. But apparently, this didn't work, unfortunately.
A public
do you think that's realistic? Do you think it should be, is realistic for them to catch everybody's uniform infraction?
Senior in COA is not an hour long. It is 5 weeks. Davis or somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 5 weeks. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You wear your uniform, multiple combinations, multiple times during that. I know because I was in freaking First Sergeant Academy right next door, right now, and they were in blues more than we were. But yes, if you care, don't post. Like I said, do it in OTPs from now on. You can't.
I agree with that one.
You can't mess that up. If you look that in freaking blues, do it in OCPs. You ain't got to iron them. Just show up. Cut like church. Come as you are.
Do you think that this issue is big enough where it will require them to do a more stringent look or evaluation of their uniforms before they graduate? Do you think this is blown out of proportion?
No, I don't think I'm blowing it up enough, to be honest. I'm trying to be funny, but be realistic at the same time to keep y'all entertained. But at the same time, it is freaking ridiculous. Hey, Eric, you went to First Sergeant Academy with us. How many times did we look each other over in uniform, make sure we were squared away? How many times did the instructors make sure we were squared away? And here's the kicker, DC, and I'm surprised that you're not more upset. As a senior master sergeant, because you have to go to school to put on senior, so I would think about 80, 90% of people will put on senior or already have it on. You should have some self-accountability.
Yeah.
F the instructors, F the course, you should have some damn self-accountability. How do you look in the mirror before you make sure, oh, my ribbons are straight, oh, my name tag's on the right side, and you look like shit? Tony Renee said, don't give them any ideas for the next class. Oh, she must be in the next class. Every time we put Jay said it. Every time we put blues on, we inspected each other, and the instructor made a comment.
Dude says, I'm on the P train with this one. I went to the Marine Corps advanced course. They didn't play that ish.
And I'm not saying send them home, but you are in class long enough. And somebody let me know how long senior NCOA is. I think it's 5 weeks. But
I think it's about 6-7 weeks.
Okay, but you are in class long enough to get that thing. The word for today is tailored. That's the word for today.
Tailored.
You are.
The word for the day is tailored. Tailored. Get the uniform tailored. Tailored. Go to the cleaner. Get it tailored.
Okay.
Make sure you tell them. Get your measurements done so you don't look like file of jackassery and get profiled on UPC.
Hey! Shout out to you. Make sure I make the short for that. It is just bananas. Bananas. Tony Bosick said, hell no. Yeah. All right, thank you. Gene, 6 weeks long. 6 weeks long. Six. And I get word for the day is Taylor Pete. You are freaking unbelievable. Yeah, I'm being honest. And somebody correct me, Gene, if you already been to the course, don't first day you show up in blues, or at least first week? What up, Prince? Don't first week you show up in blues? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And for the instructors to all look decent or well put together with their uniform, how the hell is your class of 12 not? I'm not saying this is the commandant's fault. I feel like I'm repeating myself. It's not the commandant's fault. He can only keep up with what he can keep up with. It's your fault for not having your instructor. I guarantee you, if you were the commandant, once this went out and you saw this, you would have the instructors in your office saying, what in the hell?
Here's my thing. I would gather to say that he did that. The problem is the execution. Because I'm sure there was a conversation. I'm almost positive it was. But you know how how they teach you about change management? You do the unfreezing, then the freezing or something like that. Yeah. So in other words, I'm sure there was a conversation, but what was done afterward? Because it was quite some time since you did the last one. And again, I go back to people are so excited about graduation, they just want to get out of there. So they probably not really looking at it.
And I get that as well, but it is your job as instructors. It is your job. Yeah. So Gene says, I went to the CG Academy. What's CG? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. We wore blues 3 to 4 days a week. Okay, that's a little extreme. I don't even know how you do that, but that's a little extreme. I ain't got that many blues combinations to wear 3-4 days a week. That's a little extreme. But yeah, man, it's just embarrassing. That's the best way I can say it. This is 2 classes in a row. 2 classes in a row. They're a month apart. It shouldn't matter the occasion. Your blues should be on point on a random Wednesday. Hey, Tony Renee, I agree, but I have some grace for people. Some days, your blues just ain't together and just always, happens during that time. Or you put it in the cleaners 2 months ago and you ain't took it out since it's just been hanging in the closet. Like, I get that. And here's my last thing. It ain't like you knew.
Like senior NCOA was a surprise. It ain't like they just said, wake up, you're going to senior NCOA tomorrow.
You been knew about this. It ain't like you got there and they just said, guess what? Blues inspection. What happened when what's his name? Chief Wolf came down and said, SSR for everyone. What happened? Justice said, note to self, my uniforms to the alterations to get the jailer before I go to senior and COA.
As a reminder, the word of the day is Taylor.
I'm like, bruh. Prince said, listen, they knew not to promote me because they would all be written up. That's my thing. Like, I'm not saying don't let him graduate because I don't think it's that severe. But what I will say, you ain't going to be my guy. You know who we're taking picture with? We have 5 people in the picture. 5 different times. That's the only people in the picture. Hey, how come your class only had 3 people? Because the rest of y'all look like it's amazing how all they can make it to the damn barber shop, and alterations is usually right next to the barber shop. How do you walk by alterations and be like, nah, I'm good, but I need to go get my hair cut? Ooh, Bostic, see, this is why Bostic's not in charge. You don't graduate until it's fixed.
I agree. No, I agree with him. I agree. Great, I agree. You don't get to walk. Yeah, I agree.
She said, Prince said, no, I'm saying that. Because no, ma'am, no, sir. Tony Renee said, not taking a picture is not good enough. It's not good enough, but at least I won't find out. You'll be the only one who knows. And now you and God can talk about it. Talk about how the class looks like trash. I won't know. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this topic. If you're done with this topic, don't forget the word of the day.
Yeah, we're good. I think we should end it on that.
Don't forget the word of the day.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure they know what the word is.
As a reminder,
thank you.
Today's podcast is bought by the word Taylor. Make sure you get your uniforms tailored. Thank you.
Yo, don't before you go on a job interview, you get your suit tailored.
In fact, before you go to the club, your stuff is squared away.
At least
You're not going to go out to the... Yo, I bet you they ain't going out there with no deodorant. Their J's are crispy. Their slacks are iron. Their jackets fit. They not going to the club like that. So...
Prince said they up here trying to tuck in their stomachs. No. Sloppy looking, a hot mess. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of me if we're in a situation. No.
Yeah,
that's the bad part. It's not and we pay for you to go to this course. We even pay for you to show up a day early. What you doing on a day? Getting your rent-a-car and going to goddamn Montgomery? Going to Birmingham? We put you in one of the rural places on earth. It ain't like you in Orlando, Florida. It ain't like you in Los Angeles, California. You in Montgomery, Alabama, the Gump. Trust me, there's 3 things to do out there. Go find a crackhead, go buy crack, and go get your hair cut. All y'all doing is one. Like, what the hell?
Oh, man. Well, yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much more to say after this one.
Unpopular celebrities, y'all. Great conversation with, it seems like y'all really like the war talk. And if you don't know, man, Philly is our resident military guru. What would you say?
Nerd. I'll say nerd.
Resident historian. Can I say that? Yeah, he's a resident historian. So if y'all want to have more of these war talks, I'm learning and also providing some information. But I did know we dropped the nuke in World War II. But anyway, yeah, but hey, be safe out there. Let us know how y'all like the show. So sub up on the YouTubers if you haven't already. We are only 83 away, 73 away. I can't add either. 73 away, 73 away. I'm glad they're not doing the other two. What's the other two? I'm glad they're not doing the other two. What's the other two? Send me that email to get you my stuff, Philly.
Oh, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I will email to Charles too, so I got.
Well, he said he wants to send you his stuff so you could do it for him.
Yeah, he can send it to me. Yeah, just send it to me. Yeah.
All right, we out of here, man. We'll see y'all next Sunday, if not sooner. We'll see what's up. Be safe. This week, this show was tailored. Yeah, that's what. You know what? That's what.
Tailored.
That's what I'm gonna put, man. When I name the podcast that y'all can go find on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever else you listen to your podcast at, it's gonna be a U.S. war with Iran. Tailored. Tailored, so y'all can find it. All right, you got anything else? We out of here. Apocalypse Celebrities. UPC, man.
Get myself together. Hey, y'all, hey, feel free to send it to y'all class. If y'all know the classmates in there, send it to them, hey. Especially the ones, hey, I would be remiss if we didn't mention the young lady that got the kudos from you. Shout out to whoever you are. Talk to your classmates. Get them squared away. I mean,
we out of here.
So appreciate good stuff, man. UPC, we'll see y'all next Sunday on the next one, unless we do another one in the middle of the week. As always, hit us up in the comments if you got ideas for the show or things you want to talk about, or something that we missed, or you don't like us talking about your mama or whoever. We read all the comments, so we thank you.
WNBA draft is tomorrow. Shout out to all the people. Man. Shout out to all the people getting millions.
Yeah, shout out to all the people on YouTube. There was like 5,000 views for the Caitlin Clark. There's a lot of people mad at me.
Yeah.
They were mad. I still stand on 10 toes. Caitlin Clark is not the best player, WNBA player of all time. She's not.
Blasphemy.
You agree? You think she's the greatest WNBA player of all time?
No, I think she will be.
I don't know about that one. It's close though, but
subscribe to UPC as we're gonna have a musical producer. So for our new UPC song that Philly just created. Oh, that's sure getting put out there. But anyway, we out of here. Unpopular Celebrities. We out. What? The song that you did with Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Goodness, great. He old. Anyway, we out of here. Charles Davis said, "Get millions." I was going to guess thousands. Good job to the ladies. Yeah, they get $1 million contracts. They're only going to make thousands, but more than me. All right, we out here. Unpopular Celebrities. We're out. Enjoy your Sunday.
Peace. Birds.
Peace.